truth is not evenly distributed. And I mean that in the sense of you can have your truth and someone can have another truth, and like that truth is easier to tell than your, like, not everyone's going to have the same truth, and you might think it's subjective to the person to tell the real core of their being. It's just as difficult as someone else to say it. But I think this is obvious. Like, some truths are harder than other truths. Like, if you killed someone in a DUI, like you were drunk driving, and then you have to like admit that's harder than being like, oh, I failed my exams. Like telling one truth is harder than telling another truth. So like some people probably have secrets core to them which are just more difficult to tell than others. Like it's probably easier to admit you're an alcoholic than it is to admit you're a heroin addict. Like, there's a certain scale to it, there's a certain level of shame, whereas alcoholism is normalized. It's like, oh yeah, there's loads of alcoholics, it's common, there's loads of systems in place to help you. Like, it's still a super serious situation to be in, but like, it's so common that it's an easier truth to tell than another truth. A lot more difficult to like let off your chest. Like, some things are just impossible to say. Like, there are some things, like, how do you tell someone you hate how do you tell someone you hate them? Because like, it seems unfair. Like, you've done nothing wrong to me, XYZ, we've had these times together, or like maybe they're close, anything, it's just anything. Like, and then you'd be like, oh no, I don't like you, or like, I'm over this friendship, or I'm over this relationship. I mean, sure, everyone might go through this. Like, someone you've dated for 10 years, you're in love, you've been in love for 10 years, you're living together, and then suddenly 10 years in, you're like, oh, I don't feel the love anymore. You might think, oh, and at that point you might as well just stick it out because it might come back. There's a lot of perspectives on that kind of issue, but maybe at some point you should just tell whatever your truth is in that moment, and maybe it will fix itself, or it will open up a heart to heart, which will allow it to fix itself. Point is, I think just some truths are harder to tell than others. Like, some things you have to keep to yourself. Like, if you don't busy yourself with your life purpose, other people will try to fill it in for you. Like, if you're not constantly busy, like, every hour of your life, you're like on your mission, on your purpose, doing something, you're determined to do this, you're trying to do this, you're constantly on planes, you're traveling, you're trying to do something, you're always working on a newsletter, you're always working on a podcast. Like, unless you're constantly doing the thing you want to do, someone will try to fill your time with, oh no, why don't you do this, why don't you come with me, why don't you join the school, why don't you learn coding, why don't you try this, why don't you do the thing that I like, oh, but I like riding go-karts, why don't you come with me and we can ride go-karts together. It's just like, people will try to bring you into their narrative, whatever their perspective is, the way they view reality will now be projected onto you, so you'll get converted into their personal cult. Because people see the world through the lens they see it through. If they have a hyperfixation, if they love Mini Coopers, they're gonna obsess over Mini Coopers, and they're gonna like try and bring you into their world, relate to Mini Coopers or Jaguars. It's like it's the relational thing that they relate everything to. If people see the world through the metaphor of YouTube, everything they say is going to be like, oh, why don't you start a YouTube channel? Why don't you do a YouTube edit of this? Why don't you do a review of this? Why don't you do an unboxing? Like, if the world you know is YouTube, you're going to see the world through YouTube's potentials. Some problems go super deep though. Like, sometimes there really isn't a solution. You might think, oh, if you talk it out enough, you go to therapy, if you do this, if you do all the things right for 10 years, like, even then, like some problems aren't solvable. Like, sometimes your psyche is just so skewed in such a specific direction, you're such a weird specific combination of traits that maybe there is no solution. You can still search for one, but maybe there is no jack of all trades, hammer it down solution to whatever your current issue is. Maybe you're just like that. Especially if you're a sensitive person. If you're like hypersensitive, intuitive, maybe a bit on the spectrum, you're just like a sensitive person. You write a lot, you think a lot, you're in your own world, you have an inner world, you're always in your own mind. Like, people are going to try and project onto you, especially like narcissists, especially like extroverts, people who are just out there, who need who value status above all things. Everyone values status, but a lot of people value status too much, and they're like, oh, they see the world through money and status, and like, why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this instead. Your parents will try to do this a lot, like, you should be doing this, you should be studying this, you should try finance, why don't you do this? Yeah, but you're seeing it through your lens. Like, you've been programmed, you're a Gen X, you're a boomer, you've been programmed with boomer, Gen X programming. You grow up on the news, you grow up on TV, produced in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So like you've literally been in like a psychosis, hypnosis, brain loop of this is what's valuable, value this above this. Like you've been trained with these certain value systems, which aren't necessarily true. You were just they were just put into you. They were injected within you. You don't always have to listen to like what people say, because no one knows you. No one's inside your head. You could yap all day and people won't know who you actually are. Like no one really knows you. On some level, you don't even truly know yourself. You consciously think you know your conscious self, but you don't fully know your full self, because you don't really know the subconscious axioms behind all of everything you do. You don't really know why it happens. You can just make your best conscious guess at your subconscious motivations at the time, probably. Point is, people were just constantly trying to project their worldview onto you. You need to be doing this because I value this. I have these axioms, so you need to value these axioms. You need to relate to the things I relate to. You need to like the things I like. Like people will do this to you when you're like a sensitive person, or an introvert, or you're just in your head all the time. If you're not very outspoken, people will like speak over you and speak for you and like put thoughts into your head. They'll like put thoughts into the ether in front of you, like, oh, you need to believe this, and I'm saying this, and like, it can be a lot. So just remember, for you netizens, internet kids out there, just not everything is about you. Most things are about them. Most things everyone says is about them. It's we're in a game, and you just have to learn to play it.